What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today with our first VOD review of patch 15.7, and we're VOD reviewing Frodan because he's the best player on the server. Okay, not exactly, but he played a comp that I want to yap about, and, you know, this is actually a game on the new patch, and, I mean, Frodan's still a very, very solid TFT player, is often, you know, talking to the top TFT players and, you know, getting tech from them, obviously, because he and Dish Soap work on TFT Academy together, you know, I mean, is at least, like, he's probably at least, like, 50% of Dish Soap, which is, like, already a really good player. So we start off here with a Max Arcana Katarina here, which, I mean, it's a nice start. It has been nerfed this patch a little bit, but still not too much, and pretty much everything else was nerfed, so, you know, it's basically same level. A lot of people speculating that it is, you know, the best reroll comp out there. Pick up some other kind of like pieces of boards. We have kind of like a Juggernaut board here with the Vi here as well. We have not a Callista that we can hold just because it's a little bit hard to hold. And let's look at first augment here. Deadlier Blade, Star Guardian Crest, Pandora's items, the second. I mean, I don't really see any kind of crazy direction from this spot. Aside from, you know, you just play Katarina and you have slightly awkward items, I would look at like a Pandora's items here into a Katarina, is what I would be thinking here. We can scout the lobby, see if there's anyone else angling Katarina. Don't really think with not much of an opener that's going to be Deadlier Blades or the Star Guardian one. And then we roll both of these augments and we see Starfall. Now, after kind of just a lot of nerfs to other hero augments and a really interesting change that people kind of realize power-up wise, this has very quickly become just the best power, or the best hero augment in the game. People say, like, this is alone and far, alone and what do people call it? Far and away the strongest hero augment in the game here. So we're going to grab our Neeko here. We're going to grab Max Arcana, and this is going to be our spot. Now, a few kind of like pieces of this. One is, okay, what is the power up tech? And I'm gonna hide that until we get later into the video because people like when I don't know, hide stuff, I guess. The second piece of it is like, okay, what is actually the itemization? So I think Edge of Night, really nice. You know, Neeko turns into no longer a tank when you build this power up. So she does not get mana gen from getting hit. So you really don't benefit that much from her getting hit. You kind of just want her to kind of like go off auto a bunch and just become a carry in her own respect. So Edge of Night, I think, you know, stats wise is one of the best. Titan Resolve actually also really nice in the stats. Yeah, here I can pull over even just after Edge of Night. You'll see, yeah, Titan's Resolve the best. So, you know, the stats say Titan's Resolve, Edge of Night, JG as the build. But, you know, Edge of Night seems very nice. You can get away with, you know, skipping Titans if you have to, and, you know, it's TFT. Sometimes you do have to. So yeah, I mean, that's just how it goes. We do pick up a second Neeko here, which is really nice. And the kind of funny thing is we do have half of a lot of stuff here. We have half of Edge of Night. We have half of not a Titans, because, you know, you would need 2 chains for the Edge of Night Titans, but, you know, we have half of like a JG here. We have half of, you know, it could easily be like Edge of Night JGBT and live with it on something like that. So we'll see what Frodan wants to go itemization wise, but for now, the Neeko doing good work. We also are holding on to 2 Crystal Gamut units, and you can very easily play Vertical Crystal with this board. So like the kind of board that you're usually getting into like late game is a 6 protector board, but you can very easily play this with Crystal. So we'll see what Mr. Frodan wants to do here. So you could either take another chain here. I almost wouldn't take another chain here, but I don't know if that's crazy. Frodan is gonna have to end up taking another chain here. He was really kind of thinking about item that he wants to take here. Also, my kitty is going crazy in the background, as you can probably hear. The only downside to obviously taking second chain here is that you can't make anything. Frodan now, after winning last fight, he does have the opportunity to level if he wants to. I don't know that we would really take it. Or, I mean, yeah, he does level, but you could Neeko the Neeko here. Use your dupe and just make Neeko 2 here and have an insane amount of tempo. I think because we're not really playing for much of a win streak, you don't need to actually go for that. I think it's fine to just sit here. If we win these fights, great. If we lose these fights, great. And he is actually going to win this, so winning without the Neeko is really nice. And then, you know, maybe sometimes stage 3 we'll end up Neekoing her. Yeah, he's actually going to hover over Ari here and then try to find the power-up that he really wants, which he will kind of go further up here and kind of see some blockers for. But I don't know why this really matters. I mean, I guess you have Max Arcana that you can block her for, but I guess he's looking for the best stage to take this power-up, which, I mean, We'll talk to him more when we get there. But you know, just look at the list of Ari power-ups and say, oh, is there one that you think would be really, really good with this board? And if you can figure it out and you haven't seen this tech before, then I mean, I don't know, maybe you're a genius. And if you can't figure it out, I mean, don't worry. We'll get there once we get to the Ari. But the idea is, I mean, obviously we're going to be playing Ari on our board. Very, very easy to roll for Neeko plus Ari. We do get rewarded for not using the dupe. We actually just natural the Neeko too, which is huge here. Sorry, OBS likes to appear on my other monitor. And so now we just have Neeko 2 to work with here. We also pick up a Jinx as well, which we could play towards to get some more vertical Star Guardian. Frodan's kind of deciding to just play towards Vertical Protector right now just because the value is a bit higher. We did pick up Tier here, and there's Bow, so that it must be Titan's Resolve is getting... Oh, wow, he made Bramble Vest here. Huh, that's like really surprising to me. Why did he want to make Bramble here? Did he... He did not mean to make Bramble. Oh, when's he gonna notice?
I mean a Bramble Vest? Wait a second.
Oh, that is actually not very good. Okay, I was like, wow, Bramble Vest. That's a really weird slam, Frodan. Okay, so he definitely wanted to make Titans there. As we were looking on the stats, one of Neeko's best items is actually pretty bad for Frodan because it also kills his Edge of Night component. That is like worst case for him, but at least he gets to make a Void Staff. Sated Spellweaver seems like quite a good option in this comp, especially because, you know, oftentimes you'll see people taking like Crimson Veil in this Neeko. We're Max Arcana here. The AP is really nice, but you can just take this and then, you know, don't have to deal with taking Crimson Veil. At least we do have 4 Neekos. We have that upside, and this is still a very, very strong augment, so I don't think we'll feel too bad about it. Yeah, Frodan is so upset actually about this, but it's okay. He's got a Bramble Vest made that can be, you know, a tank item for our Cassante later. We'll see. The other kind of funny thing is that, like, you know, this is a comp where you're a little starved for items, right? You have Ari items and Neeko items, and usually, you know, that's 6 items and maybe you have an extra item on somebody else. So building a tank item, ooh, it hurts, but it's okay. We're pretty healthy here. We had Crystal Gambit in for a second, and then Frodan just found 6 Protector, and he's like, okay, I'm going to be a lot stronger here playing 6 Protector, and I mean, I'm very, very far from you know, 5 Crystal Gambit, so I'm just going to opt to play around the 6 Protector and feel good about this, which I think makes a lot of sense. It's a lot more, you know, obviously, tankiness for Neeko. The Bramble Vest, obviously worse than a Titan's, but still an okay item on the Neeko for now, just to ensure that she lives long. But you know, we'll somebody Mia pings the Bramble on the Neeko, man, but it's okay. One more Neeko cast here would be huge. Oh, I mean, one of the things about this augment is it is so satisfying to watch. So shout out to Riot on this augment, especially because last time this augment existed in the game, didn't it suck? I feel like, or maybe it was just, I'm thinking of earlier this set, it sucked. All right, we can complete now either our Titans or our JG or like a BT if you wanted it. Frodan gonna opt to make the JG here just with the idea that we need some kind of damage on this board. If we make Titans here, we run the risk of Neeko just not really doing enough. Damage-wise here, so we're going to make the JG. We're also going to move over the Void Staff to the Neeko, which, yeah, honestly probably should have always been on the Neeko just as an item onto her. We're also not really going to be starved for removers. We really are only going to need 1 remover at this point to move Void back down to Ari off this Neeko, and then, you know, Bramble over. So 1 remover is honestly more than enough, and then, you know, 2 removers we'll feel good about. So, we're feeling fine here. Neeko, you can see just the power. There's a raw Neeko too here without much as far as items. I mean, she's got triple items, but they're pretty weird ones. We do pick up her Khan too. The only thing that you can be kind of worried about at this point is 0 Ari so far, which is a little tragic. That's an interesting call from Frodan. He's going to opt to actually just do this so that he can power up another unit and then sell it later. He was thinking, well, if I have to just field 6 units and all of them are protectors, I'm not actually going to be able to power up, you know, I'm going to have to power up a protector and then either like sell something like this, this Janna or burn a power up remover, which he doesn't want to do because he does really want to look for a specific power up onto the Ari later. So Neeko doing work here, exploding on the board here, massive work here against a guy who does have 3-star crew units. So really nice win for Frodan and just shows off the power here. Still 0 Ari is a little scary, but hey, we're going to level up to 7 here. Pick up a Lulu as kind of insurance policy as something else that we can play if we really miss on the Ari. Though honestly, I think you're probably just going to play the Cinder if you miss on Ari, but I mean, He's thinning out his pool of units, so I mean, I'm always down for that. We do get an Edge of Night or a Titan, so Frodan gonna have to make some big decisions here, but I think we gotta roll first here. Hopefully pick up an Ahri. We do find that Ahri. We do find Seraphine as well. Find Schmolder too, but I don't think it's really worth it. Yeah, and we're gonna roll a bit here. Gonna remove her items. Nice remover there. That is kind of the first thing we need to do. And he's gonna opt to make the Titans over the Edge of Night here. Void Staff Ahri, and then he needs to just power up the Ahri here. We get Critical Threat for now, which is not, spoiler alert, is not the one that we're looking for, but chill. We have 3 more power up removers here, so not feeling too bad. Piercing Sight Keeper's Explosive Growth. I mean, it's certainly not Explosive Growth. I doubt it's Piercing Sight with the way that this comp works, where it's pretty burst oriented. And Keeper sounds okay. You know, it's another shield. Tesla Coil has been nerfed, so I do think Keepers is pretty good here. And yeah, Frodan going to opt to roll a little bit deeper here, just trying to pick up stuff like RE2 here. Finds his 6th Rakan, which is interesting. Maybe a Rakan 3 coming down the line. And we do actually find, wow, I'm kind of surprised he rolled after RE2 here. I mean, I guess he's 1 off Neeko at this point. So we're going to power up move. Look, we are going to power up move again. We're going to take Mage for now. We're going to power up move one more time, and we do not get the power up that we are looking for. So we're going to have to kind of chill for now. I think Shadow Clone's kind of nice. You get extra Keeper's value, but Frodan not finding what he's looking for there. We are going to opt to make BT as the last item onto the Neeko with that sword there. So that's the nice thing about the Titan's Resolve Slam, is that he gets to make BT here, which is very nice. Get you know, the double slam here. Gonna roll down again here, just digging for that last Neeko. Now, he's actually at an interesting crossroads here, because he could dig for another Neeko, or yeah, he could just dupe and just push levels. Yeah, I like this play a lot more. The upside to digging for the extra Neeko is you can then, you know, easily go for, well, easily-ish go for RE3, but I think Frodan makes the call that we don't really have the econ here to guarantee Neeko 3, RE3, so we're just going to, you know, dupe our Neeko here, play for our top 4, start pushing levels, get more star grading in, feel good about it, and you can see this Neeko is a monster here, just absolutely clearing this mighty mech board. She's just a monster, and we don't even have the crazy RE power up that we're looking for. That will be revealed sooner. Maybe. I was looking at like, okay, he's just gonna take the tier here, trying to get to some kind of mana gen onto the Ahri here. We don't have heal cut. It's also Cassante too, which is really, really nice. So we can feel good about that. Our front line's actually turning out pretty nice with the Cassante 2 at this point, plus the Keepers, plus the Crimson Veil, plus the BT. I mean, yeah, our board's gonna last a while. The question is, do we have enough damage with the Neeko, and can we keep Neeko specifically alive long enough here? Rotate into a Katarina board here. This is kind of an interesting matchup. I would expect that Neeko would have a pretty good matchup into this, because I don't think Katarina would have the burst to really kill Neeko. She's gonna kill the rest of the board, and the Neeko's just gonna end up, you know, finishing off the Katarina, which, you know, looks pretty good here. Frodan looking at stats, looking at the level 9. I mean, imagine what did the meta TFT stats say? I mean, I imagine it's just, oh, actually the stats they really like rise. I mean, it makes sense. Strategist plus the bonus. So yeah, they actually like rise really a lot as a level 8. And then level 9 is probably just Seraphine. But I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, the mentorship bonus really, really nice onto any kind of unit that generates mana. And these guys definitely generate mana, the Neeko and the Ahri here. So rotate into the crew guy again. We beat him last time, but they have, you know, itemized a lot more of their units here, so we'll see what Neeko can do here. She's getting kind of bursty. We need one more, and I think we got it. Yeah, man. Clearing this guy's crew board. He feels so bad. He's like back-to-back fighting us, and we just clear him here. So, nice win for Frodan here. Gonna look at, I have to imagine, pushing level at this point and adding another Star Guardian here. I mean, we have the random Xayah here, but it's not amazing. And then we do have another shot at finding that Ahri power-up that we are so excited to get here. We get potentially a Guard Breaker here, potentially a JG Adaptive maybe. We will see. We also have Morello, actually, maybe Morello Adaptive here. Gonna level up here, gonna roll a bit, hold on to the Ahris. We are going to... yeah, make the Morello, looks like, and then blue buff here to finish off the best, the biggest mana gen item for Ahri. We power up Ahri, and we finally, at long last, find the power up that we are looking for here. Stalking Dart, no, it's not Stalking Dart. It is Double Down. So what's the idea? Gain 18% damage amp, 8% TN. When this unit casts, your other powered up units gain 20% of the mana spent. What's the idea here? Neeko in Starfall scales with the number of casts. So what you do is you give Ahri a lot of mana from something like a blue buff, you give her this, and you turn Ahri into a mana battery for the Neeko, which allows her to Ahri cast, fuels the mana for Neeko. Neeko casts faster, which means she blows up the entire board and becomes a monster. And worst case is 18% damage ample to Ahri, which is, not too bad. So we're just going to make a QSS here onto this Ziggs here, but you can see Ahri cast provides some mana to Neeko. Ahri cast provides some mana to Neeko. Neeko's casting again here. Big shield here, and then big cast there, and then Ahri can finish off the board. Oh my god, that was a very close fight. And the dream here is obviously Ahri 3, so that Ahri is, living longer, casting more. We are pretty far off that, and so Frodan's just rolling kind of deep here, trying to dig for that rise so that he can, get something better on this board. I mean, Strategist is fine, and the extra shield onto your front line's not too bad. Picks up a 6th Ahri. I mean, we're moving towards potentially having an Ahri 3, though we are broke here. Rotate into a Jhin Mundo board. This guy's also doing the Mundo Crown of Demacia attack. The only upside is maybe Neeko can bypass the Mundo and kill the Jhin. One more cast. Oh, she dies while in the air. I wonder if we could have actually won that fight if we had killed the Jhin there. Rough. And that certainly would have been some kind of, like Rise diff if we could get to it. All right. Going to roll down here. He's also going to opt at this point. Yeah, I kind of like this. Move the Morello over to the Janna and the QSS. The QSS was very awkward, just sitting on, Ziggs wasn't even really an item. But now it's an item, especially, versus a board like this, who has a Jarvan who can CC you, and the Janna's going to spread the Morello totally fine. So we blow up a lot of the board here. Neeko cast here, the mech doing good damage. One more big Neeko cast here, almost kills backline, and yep, we do clear. I mean, this board, even without the Ahri 3, is doing great work here. We could take probably another tank item ideally, though I'm not seeing much. I guess it would be Sterax here, or you could take a John item if you have to. I'd really like some kind of tank item here, but I mean, I guess you could take Even Shroud. Yeah, I mean, it's the tankiest item you got. It's not amazing, but we can live with it. Roll into 0 every round, just really praying for this rise here and not finding it. But, at least we have the Jarvan here pretty good. Oh, he's considering playing Poppy on this board. Yeah, I like Poppy a lot. I'm going to make the Neeko a lot tankier here. So that's another very, very good in on this board. Star Guardians, he ended up selling the Seraphine from earlier because he just couldn't hold on to it for so long. This is bad positioning versus Katarina. We'll see if my theory of this matchup still holds. And it does look like maybe, yeah. I mean, it just seems so hard for the Katarina to actually kill the Neeko here, especially with everything our Neeko's got going on. So makes a lot of sense. Another good win for Frodan. And top 4 all but locked in. At this point, the question is just how high of a cap can we play for? Still only sitting on 6 Ahris. I mean, that's 3 off of Ahri, but it's also 3 off of Ahri. It's in some ways close, in some ways far. Rotate into this Jhin guy. K'Sante on the wrong side here. Jhin is going to aggro onto Neeko before the K'Sante, which is really not what you want here. You really want K'Sante to obviously be able to tank for the Neeko here, so this fight looks pretty rough, and yeah, going to be a pretty hard loss for us. I mean, this is also a pretty tough board, because, I mean, even theoretically, if we kill everything, we need a lot of single target to kill the Mundo, and we don't really have that. Finally pick up the Rise, and so we do opt to play this here in Frodan's opinion, and I mean, the opinion of the stats, this is the best last in on this board, just because Strategist provides benefit for your entire team, and the big thing is that Mentor bonus. Remember, Neeko's just gaining mana from autoing. She is a fighter now. We saw another Neeko there, which is kind of hilarious. Really wish that could have been Ahri. Ooh, big gold cash out though, so maybe we can roll down here. Holding onto Volibears here. 1 Ahri. Okay, 2 off. Can do 1 off. Let's send it. Definitely don't really want to make this Rise 2 until we hit everything. Don't hit it just yet. And he does actually find Edge of Night here. And so he's going to opt to move the BT over. I love this, actually. Remember, we have the healing from our augment here, so we don't really need the BT healing. And the Edge of Night, dropping aggro versus a lot of boards like this, really, really nice. That we do get kind of our clock cleared here. Lady Luck drops down here, so 1 off Ahri. Can we hit it? We do actually hit it in the end. Okay, top 3 locked in, but can we beat these boards? These are some strong boards. The crew guy has made it to everything 3-star, and then the other guy is super capped level 9 board. We will see, but this is Trubis Neeko according to the stats, and we have Trubis power-ups. We'll see. We fight Clone here. I don't think there's a clone bug with the crew here, but we'll see here. K'Sante on the wrong side again, but Neeko pretty tank here, gets a cast off. That's gonna be a win. This guy loses here. Oh, drops down to 5 HP. This game is so close. Oh my god, it could literally, I mean, if we can beat this fast 9 guy, it could actually be a win, but we'll see here. His board's pretty good. The 6 Bastion also really annoying. We really need to avoid Neeko getting Braum ulted here, so we're probably going to shift Neeko over a Hex just to try to make sure that she doesn't get Braum ulted here. That's the one thing that you want to avoid. Honestly, swap her over. Yeah, I was thinking there to where Kennen is. I think this makes a lot of sense. Braum going to end up ulting Cassante, so at least we dodge it here. The only downside is Cassante is kind of the second worst one here because now the backlane gets to aggro onto Neeko. Neeko, oh, one cast away. Oh my god. The fight was so close. I think we actually, one more Neeko cast, we actually win this. And, oh, it ends up being a third for Frodan. But you can see the power of this power-up. From a very awkward spot that Frodan had to play out. Once he hit those power-ups, once he hit those items on Neeko, his board was clearing people and was very close to winning the game, honestly. So let me know if you guys have played this comp, how your games have gone. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch, my Metafy, all my links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks as always for watching. Bye-bye.